Maybe we just missed the interview.
That's it. Missed all the best bits.
Yeah.
So what were you saying about harmonica?
It was harmonica, yeah, because with my own band, DC Blues, that's dcblues.co.uk, organisers of York Blues Festival. No, I played through my vintage Green Bullet, through my valve amp, a couple of pedals, and I like to really wail, get the tongue blocking in, but the stuff we recorded earlier, I never play like that, and yeah, hang on, the bit I'm doing sounds like it did before, but it don't matter because it's just jamming in at the end of the day. But but it's all good. But yeah, it's I mean probably I wasted money on gear over here.
It's never wasted.
Well, you say that.
Every purchase is a step towards the right direction.
Yeah,
especially in pedals.
Pedals are.
I've invested thousands in the wrong direction in pedals.
Invested that's my pension. No, I've only sort of recently started using pedals with the harmonica. Well, I had the cheapest Behringer digital delay. It was all right.
It was like a short delay, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Slap back or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah. I never knew how to dial it in properly. But like, yeah, is that all right? I'll just play and see what happens. But I invested, inverted commas, and that's a low wife. But I got some of the Lone Wolf stuff, which is specialist, or supposedly specialistly.
I think I've heard of it.
Specialistly is not even a word, is it?
Specialist.
Specialistic, made for harmonica, or it's tough for harmonica. So I treat myself to an octave pedal, which just gives you your mid range just a right nice boost. It's rubbish for playing chords because it's just like a muddy noise, but for single notes, it just this massive sound, and it's brilliant. But I've got to remember to switch it on if I'm launched into a solo, or switch it off. One of the two, and just a bit of delay. But I've a couple of years ago, I was in a music shop, and there was a nice, brand new Fender Bassman 59 reissue. It was blonde with an oxblood grill cloth, and it was beautiful. It went, so
I know the feeling well.
I need that. I need that.
They're quite big though, aren't the Bassmans?
It's like shifting a wardrobe around. It's ridiculous. I used to have a Bassman, and I'd gigged with it for about 8 years, and it was broken, and it sounded mint. I loved it. And, swap the valves, get something with less gain, so it's not squealing like a pig. But so I got this thing, and I spent about £1,300 on it. Snuck it in my garage at home. Wife never saw it, otherwise I'd be divorced by now. And stuck a few new valves in it, gigged it for a while, hated it.
Right.
Just couldn't get the tone out of it I wanted to. Anyhow, I advertised it, and this guy from Newcastle, brilliant harmonica player called Ronnie Semple, he says, right, I'll have it. So he come down my house, plugged in, started playing. I thought, it sounded awesome. It used this little bass boost pedal and the microphone he was using as well, and his technique as well.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, amplifier, rubbish in, rubbish out, but louder. And it turns out, for years and years, I've got a vintage Green Bullet mic. It's got a really nice, strong output on it. And I got it from a guy called Matt Watley, who's one of the top harmonica players in this country. And I got a good deal on it because I played his music on my radio show.
Do they make modern versions of that?
Oh, they're awful. They've got a volume control. They look lovely. They're beautiful to look at, but they're a waste of money. They're about 100 or so quid, and it's like with harmonica pedals. I was talking to my friend in the band about this last night. He says you either spend a lot of money on one, or you can spend 20-30 quid a nice cheap one, which sounds dirty, and that's kind of what you want if you're putting it through a valve amp. But where was I? I was talking about
microphone.
Yeah. So I had this Green Bullet, and basically, when you're playing harmonica, you need to cup your mic.
Right. It's a family show.
So cup your mic and to get this chamber of air between where the harmonica is and the back of your hand. So you sort of hold it right at the back of your hand. But I've
seen you doing it without doing that kind of
that's
side
for
thing.
the hand wires. Yeah. But it turns out I've been using Green Bullets on and off for 20 odd years. I've been holding it wrong. So this Ronnie comes out and he says, try holding it like that. And I'd already agreed to sell him it, and I plugged in and I went, That's what I was after.
I'm keeping it.
Anyway, he's gigging with it. He's happy with it, and I've just got this Chinese rip-off of a Fender Champ called a Super Chump. Right. And it's a cracking little amp.
Is that the amp that I saw, that tweed version?
Yeah, little blonde 6-watt 10-inch speaker. It's quite heavy, and I just sling a mic in front of it at gigs, and it's brilliant. It cuts through guitar keyboard.
I don't think particularly big amps are the way to go. Even though I have got a big amp, I don't think it's particularly the way to go. If you've got like, a big PA,
yeah,
you don't need anything.
Well, do you not find as you get older, you want smaller gear?
Yeah.
I started playing grand piano and worked my way down to harmonica because taking one onto a gig was a nightmare. But it's like once you've invested in your own PA, the first one we got, each speaker must have weighed about 4 stone. Great big mixing desk, and it was crippling. And I had a Comedy 4 once carrying something after a gig. Never saw the curb. Went over, ended up under the speaker. 6 months in intensive care, and I pulled through. So after that, we got a smaller PA system. Yeah, and you can carry it all or get it in the boot of your car. But,
I've been down fire escapes and things like that, sliding down fire escapes in the rain.
Yeah,
them were the days.
Yeah, well, I once
carrying amp racks.
We was playing.
We don't have any amp racks these days. It's all powered speakers, isn't it?
Yeah. But there was I was playing a gig in Leeds somewhere, and it was upstairs. And so we ended up coming out the fire escape. And I remember it was November, and it was really cold because when I got outside, my head started steaming. I had all my hair shaved then, and our guitar, she was just laughing at me. She said, "What's wrong with your head?" I said, "Well, no, what's wrong with yours?" And I was carrying his amp. I picked it up, and my back went.
Right.
Yeah, and which gave me sciatica, and I was in agony with it for ages.
Oh, do you mean?
But self-cured, gigging in Sheffield.
Did you carry the other side?
Well, no, this is even better. We were talking earlier about not the recording. We were talking about a pub called the New Barrack Tavern in Sheffield. It's changed a bit since then, but it used to have quite a high stage with no barrier in front of it. And we'd done a gig with a band I was in called Sneaking Suspicion at the time, and just clearing away. And at night, and idiot here, I just kind of fell off the stage. Just walking, big step, right? I put my foot through our bass player's hard case.
All right.
Right. Luckily, his guitar went in here to kill me, and I pulled forward, and there was this a couple of ladies sat around this table. I whacked into them, knocked their table over.
Pints everywhere.
I had a box of harmonicas that was spread out all over the floor, and this woman, thank God, she ended up sitting in a fireplace.
All right.
Sitting with her backside in fire. Luckily, the fire went on.
Flipping heck.
And I bent her bracelet and that, and it was all quite embarrassing because the rest of the lads in the band was sitting in the corner and looked at me and went, "Oh, gee, what's he done?" And anyway, next time we played back at that venue,
had an accident in the last
5 years. How long you got? What's your budget? But this woman she came back to see us again, but she sat at the other side. She said, "I'm sitting here today."
Well away from the band.
But I jarred me back.
Right.
And it cured my sciatica.
Wow.
So there you go. So you don't need to spend money on those witch doctors that crack your back.
Chiropractors.
That's it, chiropractors. Yeah. Just come £25 for what?
Just come gigging with DC Blues. When is your next gig?
The next gig this Friday, but
this Friday.
That's the 18th of January at the Blues Bar in Harrogate, and then February we're at Dewsbury Socialist Club. Now we played there last year with the old band lineup, and I must admit my expectations were fairly low as to what it'd be. And we got there, and it's an old club, and I haven't seen a lick of paint in a while, and yellow ceiling, usual thing. But the guy that runs it, David, I can't remember his surname, absolute diamond. Sound engineer, made you feel really welcome, and the price of the drinks. I wasn't driving that night. The price of the drinks was brilliant because I get used to getting ripped off in York at £5 a pint of Foster's or something like that. And so a few beers and that, and we had a brilliant night. And so we're back there again, and we've got a few bookings there this year. Plenty in York, Vicky Volts, Volley Arms, Black Horse, up in North East. So we've got a bit. It's all on the DC Blues Facebook page. And
what's the website?
The website, dcblues.co.uk.
You put all your gigs on there?
Yeah, there's a link to our Facebook page from there because I'm too tight to pay for a proper with name.
I think a lot of people do Facebook.
Well, we have got
more than their own websites.
Yeah, we've got the dcblues.co.uk, which got a bit of bump and a few pictures on that, but it links back to Facebook. But
just because it's more social, isn't it? You can interact
Well,
better
yeah.
with Facebook and Twitter and all, rather than someone's sort of page.
Yeah, well, we've got it on one of those Wix sites, so it suddenly changes the web address. And I thought, I should really change that, but I'm not paying for that. I'm a Yorkshireman. Long arms and even longer pockets. You know? So yeah. So it's we were sort of saying earlier, like music and sort of interacting with bands, whether they're like your heroes or the big wigs. You've got more chance of getting hold of them nowadays.
Definitely, yeah.
And having a chat because one of my
rather than emailing, you can just sort of use the chat features or whatever, or you can tweet to them.
Well, one of my absolute harmonica heroes is Mark Felton from 9 Below Zero. We were lucky enough in our band at the time, which was called Fat, because we were all slim lads. We supported him a couple of times in York in the late 1990s, and Mark wasn't playing with them then. It was Billy Muskimmin, who was in the Yardbirds now and his own project and that. I mean, what a player. He had a little Fender Champ, and I thought, and I was newish to the harmonica, you know, I used to huff and blow into it. And when I heard him play, I thought, well, I don't know why I'll bother. But I stuck with it over years. You know, not patching him, but anyway, go back to 9 Below Zero. They played Darlington Blues Festival main stage over last summer, and it just we timed our journey to catch him. And then we got there, they're already playing because they might have been Connie Lush band. They got stuck in traffic, so they swapped the bands around.
Right.
So only caught 10 minutes of 9 Below Zero sets. I was gutted. So anyway, we went off to see another friend's band, and we were walking back to where we were playing. Mark Felton, he's in the street. He's in the street, right? Little fella. And I went, Mark! So because I says, I says, Mark Felton. He said, yeah, I know my name. No, he didn't say that, but he's probably thinking, who's this buffoon? So I says, oh yeah, my name's Paul Winn. He goes, oh, you're the guy from York. I went, yeah, I am. Yeah, that's me. And he was mint, and had a chat, you know, have a good gig, lads.
You're almost famous.
Oh, but I was walking away with Rest at Band. I was giddy. I was giddy for about 2 days. But they were lovely. You know, talked to Dennis Greaves before when he was in York, and I do meant just they're gigging.
Yeah, it's like
they're one of them.
heroes and all
yeah,
that. It's always a.
They're
always
like a workhorse
thing.
band, aren't they? They're always gigging, and they changed it up. They added the big band to it, and I know Mark and Dennis went out as a duo for a while, and that. I like Mark Felton's playing. It's like he's a country player at heart, but he's very melodic with what he does. So there's a guy in the UK called Paul Gillings. He's just released a new single. I can't remember the name of it, but I've played it on my own radio show. And I said to him, "It's like Mark Felton playing," and he says, "That's brilliant because he's my hero." I said, "Me too." So I'm a bit of a loving about him. But yeah, massive fan of 9 Below Zero. They just do what they want, and good on them. And long may they keep doing it. So yeah, it's got to be done.
So, you have a blues festival, I hear.
Oh yes,
coming up.
Yeah, we do. We
sweating and sweating about it.
It's kind of taken over our lives. That's York Blues Festival, and the date of that is Saturday, the 6th of April, 2019, and it's being held at the Crescent Community Centre in York, which is a 5-minute walk from York railway station, and easily accessible on the park and ride. Or if you come to the weekend.
How much are the tickets?
The tickets, well, funny you should ask that, Tim. The £12.50 advanced, which you can buy from, well, the website is yorkbluesfest.co.uk, or it's on Facebook, York Blues Festival, Twitter, and we're even on the Instagram.
Wow.
Yeah. And there's links to tickets, which you can buy online, but they're £12.50 plus, I think, about £1.50 post and packing, usual sort of thing. But it's going to be well worth it. So we got, it's starting at 1 p.m, and it's the last band has to finish about 11, and we've got 10 bands on throughout the day, and we've got we're starting to get together some really good raffle prizes. One at shops in York, MOR Music, have let us have a Tanglewood semi-acoustic guitar for a ridiculously cheap price. This thing would cost about £500 to buy, and for people that are lucky enough to win on the raffle, they could have a £500 guitar for £10. And you can't go wrong. There's a recording studio in York called Dr. Shakamoto's, who have offered a 3 days recording.
Wow.
For the lucky winner. We've had a local artist get in touch, and he's going to do a bespoke piece of artwork as well. And we'll see what we've got people that are volunteering to help us are going around the businesses in York, because we're after sponsorship as well to pay for the band. Because the most important thing about this is we are doing this festival. It's myself and my good friend and bass player from DC Blues, Ben Darwin. We've always wanted to put on an event, a festival, and I'm used to booking gigs for our band, but we were given a driver for it because our good friend and original guitarist in our band, him and his partner sadly had a stillborn a year or so ago, and devastating. And we just thought, well, what can we do to help? What can we do? So we thought, right, let's do a charity blues festival. And so the charity we're doing it for is called Charlie's Angels Centre Foundation, and they're Leeds based. I emailed them and said, look, we're doing this, want to raise money for you, and they were like cock a hoop about it. So we went through and had a chat with them, and so they're getting behind it. They're advertising it. I've been around local radio stations. It's been in York Press, York Mix, and all this lot. So it's generating interest. But as it stands, of today's date, we need to sell another 30 tickets to break even on the day. And we've got a terrific band headlining it, all the way from Stroud, and they'll be coming in via Learjet, called The Achievers. And The Achievers are like a gospel dance floor, happy blues, and they're playing at the end of the night when everyone's had a drink. And if everyone
like party atmosphere,
it's going to be brilliant. They're not cheesy or anything like that. They're utterly brilliant. And we've got some bands. We've got Steve Fulsham band from Hull. Got a guy called Dogfinger Steve.
I've seen Dogfinger Steve.
He's brilliant.
Was that Bradford? I think I saw him.
Probably. But so Dogfinger Steve's playing in the afternoon. Band from Newcastle called the Groovematics.
I've seen them as well.
Superb.
Good band.
I
think the harmonic. Saxophone.
Yeah,
the international sign for a saxophone.
Yeah. So he plays sax and harmonica, and he's got a brilliant voice. So they're cool as.
Yeah.
We've got
I've seen them playing
youngish band called what they call Soulcasters from York. They're sort of because I want to keep the youth involved, because a lot of blues is older fellas playing. And we've got the fantastic Emma Wilson blues band from the Middlesbrough area. She's brilliant as well as Emma.
Great.
Who else we got? We have the Blue Flies. The Blue Flies. Well, yeah, that might be a derivative of that with Miles Gilderdale. So I need to speak to Miles, but we're hopefully going to get him up to play with DC Blues for a bit when we do our slot, because he's an international guitarist, Gibson Award winner, all this lot, brilliant. And finishing off night, it's the Achievers. So it's going to be £12.50, 10 bands. That's less than a round of drinks.
That is very good value for money.
So and it's all profits to this charity. So it should be good fun.
So is this your first sort of event, like a multi-band event, or did you try?
Yeah.
Did you not try and do something smaller first?
No, let's just do it. It'll be easy. So, but we put something out on social media.
You're a very brave man.
Oh, jeez, foolish. But we put something out on Facebook last February, saying we're thinking of doing a blues festival in York. What do people think? And it went crazy. It got shared thousands and thousands of times in about 3 or 4 days. And then the next thing before we're even ready to start planning, there's bands contacting us from literally all over the world. Can I play? Well, how much do you charge? £600. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. So because we've got no budget. If it fails, it's coming out of mine and Ben's pocket.
Yeah,
but that's a risk. But I'm hopeful. But I think
there's a lot of support out there for live music and blues music.
Yeah,
and,
there is.
I think especially blues music, it being a what do you call it, like a niche kind of genre.
Yeah.
The people who like that kind of music come out of the woodwork for blues festivals, not just music festivals, but if there is a blues festival, like a folk festival or jazz festival, all of a sudden there's thousands of them.
So I mean, so it's at the Crescent Club, which was the biggest venue we could find in the centre of New York.
Crescent Club.
Yeah, the Crescent Community Centre it is. So so we thought, let's just do it. If it works, it works. And if it does work, we want to make it an annual event. Maybe not just at the Crescent Club, but the bigger picture, which we're running before we walk, is we would eventually like to have it throughout the city of York. Have a main stage in the town centre, outside on a lovely summer's day, and get a load of fringe venues, like a mini corn festival.
Darlington, you said you've been there before.
Yeah, they've got it nailed down.
That's the same sort of thing, isn't it? They have a big centre stage in the town square and lots of fringe venues.
I think Darlington is either the second biggest free blues festival for people to go to. And not enough people know about it, even though it's the second biggest. It's brilliant.
Oh, we played there a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
One of the fringe venues.
Yeah.
And it was packed.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
It was hard to get your gear into the venue for the thousands of people.
It's just the whole town is taken over, and I think certainly blues in the northeast, it's strong.
Yeah,
There's
definitely.
Brilliant bands out there. But it's good. I know the guy that runs it, Mike Pendergast, lovely fella, and hats off to him and the committee that.
There's a team of them, isn't there? Really?
Yeah,
Team.
it's all sort of tied in with Dal in R&B club, and credit to them for they've been doing it for years, and a long way to continue. But we thought, why can't we do this in our hometown of York? It's a tourist destination anyway, and
definitely.
See if we could get 10, 15, 20 pubs paying the bands themselves.
Yeah, well, that's it. Well, there's I forget Maryport Festival. That's the similar sort of thing there. The fringe venues and all the pubs are paying the bands, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but the thing is, I didn't appreciate how much of our time it would take up, because there's been over 300 bands applied to play it, which is crazy.
That's 300 emails, isn't it?
Yeah, and messages on Facebook. Yeah. We actually did the cut-off for band applications on the 31st of May last year, and we sorted out. We're probably a bit too in advance of ourselves, but you learn as you go. And there's been some fantastic bands that apply to play in the past couple of months.
Led Zeppelin were thinking about getting back together.
Yeah, they were, but sorry.
Charge a bit too much for us.
There's no room for you on bill, lads. We've got the Achievers headline, so. But we'll just see how it goes, really. But it's great to be involved with it as well, because personally, I'm very involved. I suppose maybe not so much. Well, yeah, I am. I'm quite involved with the UK blues scene, because, like yourself, I'm into broadcasting. I've got my own radio show, which goes out on a station just outside, in Wetherby. But that show got picked up by a station in America as well. And it's also just more recently been picked up by hospital radio in the northeast. So I thought, get these guys, am I right broadcasting your show? I said, yeah, do I have to do anything extra? No, we'll take it as it is. Done. And, we're sat in here now. We're sat at the bottom of my garage in a converted room that's got microphones, screens all set up, and that's sitting here recording shows, and I love doing it. But live radio is more fun. Yeah, and so I'm starting. I
can edit out any swear words.
Did I swear? but it's looking forward to getting back into doing live radio again on a new station soon in York called Yorvik Radio. Plus, I podcast my shows as well. Paul Winn, the Blues Hour. That's it. But I'm easy enough.
Is that on Mixcloud?
That is on Mixcloud, yeah. I'm easy enough to find, because since I went on this station in America, my friends' requests on Facebook, it's just silly. I think I've just got over 4,000 odd at the moment.
Wow.
I probably know about 200 people on that list. But someone sends you a friend request, and you accept. Then within a nanosecond, please, can you like my page?
Yeah.
What is it?
That's a bit of a bugbear with me.
Yeah. Or people that just message you direct with a clip to YouTube. And in fact, I get sick of it. I sometimes warn them and say, please don't send me these, as they will not be considered. I just won't play them. Yeah. Anyway, I got a message, something off this fella the other day. And what he sent me, this clip, the music, it's really good, actually. So I was...
But that's the thing.
And I got to it. I said, look, mate, this is no good to me as it is. Can you send me the MP3s to my email address? Oh yeah, mate, that'd be great. I said, thank you very much. So.
As a music fan, I'm always checking out random bands and things like that. And sometimes when you do click on it, even though it is a little bit annoying to get messages like that, I do sometimes click on it, and they're amazing.
Yeah,
and that's how I found some of my favourite kind of bands. I've done some stuff on my radio show before with a guy called Brody Buster.
Right.
And I'll introduce you to him after the show. But Brody Buster, one of my favourite sort of one-man bands. He does harmonica,
right,
guitar, kick drum.
Oh, the lot, yeah.
It does everything. And when I first heard the CD, it just sounded, it's recording via Facebook. I didn't see a video, it was just a recording. And it sounded like a band.
Yeah.
And then I saw a video of him and I was like, oh my God, he's playing everything himself.
Now then, there's a guy...
So I'll point you towards him.
There's a guy, he's Scottish, but he lives in New Zealand. And he's called something like Davy Backyard, but I can't remember his name. But he does all that, and he's awesome playing. And it showed how he recorded his album literally in his shed. And he had bafflers up for sound, and it was really good. But it'll come to me after you've gone home. That's his name. But really good.
But that's the thing, you never know what you're going to get.
Oh, it's something.
You've got to try it.
I've got half of it. It's something. The one man skiffle machine.
The one man skiffle.
So if you
machine.
Google star
the one man
skiffle machine, you might find him. But it's bugging me now. But yeah, he's really good, and I stumbled upon him, and I got in touch. He says, "You ever come to the UK?" I said, "Oh yeah, I come back a couple of times. Yeah." So I'd like, because I promote for a place called the Rydale Blues Club in Malton. That's last Thursday of every month, apart from when it's pantomime season. So there's now one in January. But we've got some really good bands on.
Oh
there.
yes, there is.
Well, wait on a moment. But so involved with that. So I do my own band, do radio shows, do the blues festival, and do the blues club as well. And I work full time as well, so I'm quite busy.
Well, like a lot of people, there's people like you who are very rare indeed, who are big advocates for the blues scene and really sort of push the scene forward. You do a great job.
Thank you, but I'd rather be doing that than watching Coronation Street of an evening. I can't.
Me too.
I'd rather be out either listening or being involved in playing. Plus, we were talking earlier that I made some really good friends who are doing this sort of thing, and certainly the guys in the bands that I've been in over years, still friends, and it's great. And you can't be just jamming like we were earlier. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I just sucking and blowing, see what came out. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. I'm not precious about it. It's just playing, just for enjoying it, and I think the more
that's kind of what blues music is about, essentially, because you listen to blues music, and you don't feel bad after listening to it.
I don't. Even if
feel
it's
good.
even if it's the most somber.
Yeah, to me, it's
almost dirge. I just find it. I feel good when I listen to it. I mean, I'll go back to this Bandy Chiefs. I keep mentioning him, but we'd lost someone. In the family.
headliners for the York Blues Festival.
So we'd lost someone in the family, and I was feeling a bit down about it. And I put on this album, and by the time I'd finished the track 12, I felt uplifted, and I messaged Steve Bash, the lead singer guitarist. I says, "Hey Steve," says, "this album should be on prescription." I tell you, and that has ended up being a quote, I think, on their website now, or something, or on the social media. So it's just stuff like that. So it's just good to do it, isn't it? So what was it you say? Got to keep on keeping on.
Well, should we leave it there?
Yeah, we'll leave it there. So cheers, Tim. Enjoyed that.
Well, thank you very much, Paul Winn.
Who's now got